Welcome back to another episode. Today in SpaceX news update, Elon Musk is tweeting a bunch of random things that has people very confused. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what SpaceX did this morning with their Falcon 9 launch. We're going to talk about the testing they're doing with the SN7 and a few other things. So if you want to know all about that, be sure to stick through the whole episode. And also be sure to click the like button if you want more of this content or if you enjoy what I put out. It helps me out a ton and lets me know this is a content to be making. Let's get into this. Elon Musk, as I talked about before, he had tweeted that he was off Twitter. He was under backlash because he had tweeted about the FAA. He had pumped cryptocurrencies up. He was under, I wouldn't say investigation, but under fire from the SEC side of things with a lot of the tweets he had made regarding the Robinhood pumps, all of that stuff. He had to step away from Twitter, and people speculated that it was so that his SpaceX endeavors can go without a hitch, so that he's getting less backlash and less people pulling strings behind the scenes to stop him. So what does this guy do? He starts tweeting more Dogecoin stuff. No highs, no lows, only Doge. He tweets this. Oh yeah, this has nothing to do with cryptocurrency pumping. No, Dogecoin is the people's crypto. No, this isn't pumping at all. This is fine. Government, they don't care about that. That's perfectly okay. Obviously, it's not okay. You would think with the SN10 ready to rock and roll, he would have been off Twitter. If I was Elon Musk, I'd only be tweeting about SpaceX related things, Tesla related things, his other companies, Boring, Neuralink, whatever. No, he's pumping Dogecoin. I kind of all lost for words with this guy. Like I said, with the FAA and everything like that, oh man. I hope this type of stuff isn't causing more backlash for SpaceX. It's one thing if it causes Elon Musk backlash, but when it causes SpaceX problems, that's when it becomes a problem. Everybody wants to see the Starships roll out and develop and become the systems that get us to the moon and Mars. The Starships can't do that if this guy is holding up little Simba and we're playing Dogecoin pump. That's not happening. Let's focus on the good things. Bad things that are happening with SpaceX. The SN5, as you guys know, some of the SN6, it's all done. They're taking it apart. SpaceX has begun the disassembly of the SN5. They've yet to disclose really why, but I think we can all make the assumption they don't need to test that anymore. They're on to bigger and better things. They did the SN8, the SN9. They got the SN10 ready. The SN6 and the SN5 were little hopper guys. They were more or less to prove the point of the smaller hops. They had nothing to do with high altitude or the belly flop. They're done. I'm hoping we get to see them be recycled, though. Maybe they can use these parts for the SN or Starship, the other ones that are being developed currently. Something to keep an eye out on, though. Also, more testing coming from SpaceX today. They're testing the SN 7.2. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a little pressure tank. Imagine a little pressure cooker. This thing tests to see how strong the body of the Starships will be. SpaceX needs this data to see what the Starships can handle, what they can't handle, how far they can push them, how to improve the systems that they have to push it even farther. They had to do a road closure in the area, and whenever there's a road closure, you know it means that SpaceX is, or at least they want to do testing in that area. They don't want anybody driving around and get popped. Especially some old little farmer guy from the area. He wants to go to the beach, and next thing you know, his farm truck gets blown off the road because they're doing pressure tank testing with the giant pressure cooker they got. And now good news coming from SpaceX. The Starlink mission that they had planned went successful. They put 60 Starlinks into orbit technically this morning. Depending on where you live, I live on the East Coast, so for me it was this morning. I watched the stream as actually at 1 a.m. Pretty cool to see though. Elon Musk even tweeted about this. This is the only normal human being tweet he tweeted today, was about how it was a very difficult landing for this booster. The weather for this past week has been unfavorable. They were supposed to launch this Falcon 9 with the Starlinks over the weekend. They had to keep postponing it due to weather. Now, you can't really tell in the screen recording I have right now. I'm sorry, my software, I'm working on it here. But the weather in the ocean where the drone ship was, it was very choppy, the waves. If you watch it, the actual replay, you can see the booster, it's swaying a little bit. It doesn't want to be there, but it knows it has to be there. This is the Falcon's 5th launch and landing, which just a few years ago, it shows how far SpaceX has come, because just a few years ago, doing one launch and landing of a booster was a miracle. Now it's done 5. And the crazy thing is, it's expected. It's more controversial if it fails. If it failed, I would be surprised. few years ago, if it succeeded, I would have been surprised. It shows how far SpaceX is coming just a few years. Just imagine where the Starship's going to be. A lot of people were butthurt about the Starship not landing, the SN9 not landing. Guys, give it a few years. Give it just a few years, and the work and the progress that they're going to be doing is going to be so worth it, especially with these Starlinks going in. As I've mentioned in so many episodes, the Starlinks are going to fund Starship programs. How? Starlink is an internet providing service. Anybody eventually in the world can use SpaceX's Starlink setup to get high-speed internet no matter where you are on the planet. SpaceX has projected that this will bring in roughly 30 to 50 billion, with a B, US dollars per year. That's a lot of Starships, especially when they've also announced that as they're refining their manufacturing process and honing in on what the Starship needs and doesn't need, they're expecting that each one will cost roughly $5 million to produce. With $100 million, you can produce 20 Starships. 100 million is not even close to 30 billion. So even if 30 billion, let's say even that's a 10% profit, 3 billion, they're making a lot of Starships. So one Starship SN9 failure, it's going to lead to really big things in the future. Hopeful for the SN10. If more information comes out about the SN10, I will let you guys know. And that's all I have for you guys today on this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments. I'm curious to think of I can't talk. I'm curious to know what you guys think about Elon Musk tweeting about the Dogecoin pump. And also, what do you think is going to happen with the SN10? What do you think it's going to launch? What do you think they're going on with it? Let me know in the comments. Drop a like, drop a subscribe. Have a good one.